All right, so this is daily word problem for March 26th. Remember, before you watch this video, I hope what you did was you went to Google Classroom, you read the word problem, you went to your math notebook, you showed your work, you wrote a whole answer statement. I'm still seeing people that are just putting numbers as answers. You have to write a whole answer statement the way that I do in my problems. Okay, so I'm going to read the problem and see what it is that they're asking us to do. There were 70 tables in a cafeteria. There are 8 kids sitting at each of the tables. If 125 kids leave, how many kids are left in the cafeteria? That looks like some pretty big numbers to me, but let me just read it again and see what I have to do to solve it. There are 70 tables in the cafeteria. There are 8 kids at each table. If 125 kids leave, how many kids are left in the cafeteria? Well, I see some words that are telling me some things to do. And you know, I haven't been writing equations with you guys, and I realize I should have been doing that. So we're going to do that for this problem. Okay, there's 70 tables, and at each of the 70 tables there's 8 kids. So what equation is that? 70 tables. Do I want to draw 70 tables on this paper? I don't, no. 8 kids at each table. Okay, so there's 70. 8 at each means 70 times 8. Could I add 78 times? I could add 78 times, but if I know that 7 times 8 is 56, and I realize that this is a multiple of 10, so when I multiply by a multiple of 10, I add a 0 to my product. 70 times 8 is 560. So again, my equation, 70 times 8, I'm putting parentheses because I'm going to do that first, and then kids are leaving. So 125 kids will leave. And I'll just put equals K for kids. So let me review what I did here because I sort of jumped around a little bit. There was 70 tables, 8 kids at each table. Now that's not a 70 plus 8. You have 70 tables, 8 kids at each table, all right? So there's 8 kids at each table, but there's 70 of these. Okay, so I wrote 70 times 8 minus, these are the kids that are leaving, equals K for kids. Right, this is just showing you a table, and there's going to be 70 of those. All right, so again, 7 times 8 is 56. You just add a 0 to it because you're not multiplying by ones, you're multiplying by tens. All right, so now I have 560 minus 125. Now I know that I use, a lot of the time I use the open number line. I could use it for this too, to find the difference between these two, what's going to be left. Let's try something different though. Let's do the place value, just because we haven't done that in a while. So I'm writing the problem, then I'm going to write 5 is 500, 6 is 60, and 0. 125, the 1 stands for 100, the 2 is 20, and 5. Okay, and just to remember, to remind you, what we're doing here, ones, tens, hundreds, is what we're doing here, okay? So just, this is your visual to help you out to picture what we're doing here. Now we're subtracting. So if I was doing it this way and I said, okay, I have to take 5 from 0, I can't do that. I'd have to go over here and get a 10 and bring it over here. So that's what I got to do here. So I'm going to take one of these 10s. So now this 60 is going to be 50, and I'll have a 10 here. So I can do 10 take away 5. 5 less than 10. Well, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 would be 5. 50 take away 20. I look at the 5 and the 2, and 5 minus 2 is 3. 50 minus 20 is 30. Now I have 500 minus 100. 5 minus 1, that's 400. All right, so we have 400, 30, and 5. We have 4 in the hundreds place, 3 in the tens place, and 5. Don't you just love that ding that we hear? Oh, you'll get used to it. Okay, so 435, and that 435 is the kids that are left. So I'm now going to write an answer statement. I'm not just going to write 435 for my answer. I'm going to say there are 435 kids left in the cafeteria. Now remember, I'm going to zoom it in a little bit so you can see, and you can pause this so you can write it. Yes, I hear you, ding. Ooh, that looks good. Maybe I should have done that to start with. Okay, so just a reminder, when you go into Google Classroom, what I want to see when I look at your answer is a complete answer statement. All right? I used a bunch of different things for this problem. I used multiplying. I used knowing that when you multiply by multiples of 10, like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, you multiply the basic fact, 7 times 8, and then you add a 0. I used my place value knowledge to subtract. I just wrote 560, 500, plus 60, plus 0, 125, 100, plus 20, plus 5, and then I had to subtract. Okay, so your answer is there are 435 kids left in the cafeteria.